Hi everyone, welcome back to World of Football. It's Cristiano, and today it's going to be a bit of a different video today, because today we will be talking about my La Liga predictions. I don't know if Josef's going to do one, but I am. As you see here, we'll be doing La Liga videos for the season, for their season throughout the season, and the season starts tomorrow. This will be the first one you see. Hope you enjoy it. Put down in the comments what you think and what you think is going to happen. And if you agree with me, what would you change? And we'll see what happens at the end of the season. Let's get into it. Bar of the league, I think it's going to be Vanillard. I think that's how you say it. They're not that much of a well-known team. I don't think they're gonna do well this season. I don't think so. I don't think they are the players to go anywhere but bottom. But it will be. So I think they're gonna be. It's not even gonna be close. They're gonna be dead last. Going on to 19th will be Las Palmas. They're a team people know a little bit more about. Of course, me. Of course, I do my research on these teams, but they're a very, compared to the teams here, they're a very good team. But the only part that'll be close will be the teams in 19th and 18th, which I will get to in a second. But I don't see them doing much this season. I don't see them doing more or less than 19th, which brings me over to 18th. I think this is how you say it, Rio Vallezico. If I butchered anything, sorry, and I'm sorry about that. And put down in the comments if I have, because I have no idea. I think I have. Anyway, I think they're going to go 18th. As you can see on the tier list that I put, I originally thought they'd come 19th, but I've re-looked at it and thought more realistic will be 18th. And they're an interesting team. I think they'll be an underdog team. I think they are a good team. They will do well this season. And they have a couple players that can do it for them, I think. But they will be far away from 17th. They will not make it out. Which is shown by the team that just made it out. We're going to start with Deportivo. It's going to be tight between 13th and 17th. Because these teams here are good teams. They are pretty good teams, and it is interesting doing this because I do my research on it, I have a look, but I don't really watch the games, really. I've seen a couple, but I don't really watch the games, honestly. But as you know, we'll be doing live streams on these, and I think this is where they come. I don't see them doing anything else from what I've seen of them and what I've seen from the stats. Which is why just above them on goal difference, I put Mallorca. Mallorca is an interesting team. They can have good games and bad games. They're one of those teams. But I think this season, they'll have a mixture, but they'll have more bad games where they will just about finish 16th. They are a good team though. Don't get me wrong, but I don't see them doing any better than some of these teams, but they will by 3 points lose out to, what do I say? I think this is how you say it, Legends. They will just lose out to them. They're a very good team. They are a team that's been in this league for a while. They've been here for a while. They're an established team. But I think it's the season where they definitely start to drop. I don't think they're going to do well in terms of probably what they probably used to do or they've done recently. I think there's going to be a drop-off season for a couple of these teams, but definitely for this team, especially with the teams that are around them and above them, they're not as good. They're really not as good as them. But the last couple spots in 13th and 14th is interesting. Because I put Bilbao in 14th. It's going to be a battle between them and Sevilla. Bilbao's an interesting team because they are the team where if they're in the mood, they can beat you. They can batter you if they can. Oh, that's what I remember them. But recently they haven't been that type of team, and they are still a good team. But I think on goal difference they will lose out to Sevilla. Sevilla they'll be fighting for that 13th, especially to get to mid-table, but they won't make it. They will be long way away from mid-table, I think. Speaking of that, we're going to move over to there. Starting with Espanyol. They are a good team. They are a very good team, but I think they're going to pick up some good form. Towards the end of the season, they're going to lose it. They've been doing well. In the last couple of years, and they've been on and off in terms of their league position. But I think this is the season where they start a challenge for it. Start challenging to climb the table. And where they start to make a move. So I think they will finish 12th at the end of the season. But just about 12th, because they could have finished 11th, but I think they'll lose out by 2 points to Real Sociedad. They're another team where they've dropped off. They used to be a very good team, a team that would constantly challenge. But now they've lost that. But they will be comfortably there in terms of the teams above them, because the teams above them will be 5-6 points ahead. That's what I think. They will fight for it. They'll try and make it towards. They will have their best performances towards the end of the season, but I don't think they will do that well. I really don't. But I do have Getafe in 11th. Which is interesting because they are a very good team. Well, they used to be a very good team. Again, I'm going off this because all these teams in mid-table were once fantastic teams. Some teams like this are trying to make it forward. I think they will be fighting for Conference League. They will be fighting for Conference League, but the teams above them are too good, which is where I go to Osasuna, which will beat them in goal difference. They're not that good of a team, but I think they will. They are one of those teams that will shock us. They will shock us next season. Well, on the season coming. And I don't think people would expect how they do. And again, they're a good team. I don't see them getting anywhere else. I think they'll comfortably stay here. And it will be tough for them to stay at the spot. They will lose a lot of games, but they'll win the last game of the season, which will bring them here. Which leaves me to I need to sorry about this, I need to double check. Which leaves me to 8th. Yeah, so for that, I put Osasuna in 9th. And on that, I put Celta Vigo in 8th, which means the only one is Villarreal. Celta Vigo and Villarreal will be fighting for the spot. They'll be fighting for Conference League. They will just about lose out, but they'll be on the same points. It'll be tight, but they will beat each other on goal difference. Villarreal will win on goal difference. It'll be interesting to see what happens, because they're not in Europe this season, so they'll be fighting for it. Be fighting to get back in Europe, but they won't make it. They won't be good enough. The teams above them will be too good this season. Again, they'll be too good, and they are a very good team. Both of them, they're very good teams. But I don't think they'll do enough. I don't think they have the players to do enough either. Moving on to Conference League. Valencia. It'll be tight between Valencia and Real Betis. They are both, but Valencia will finish 6th on the last day, which will leave them 3 points behind. And it'll be an interesting twist because Villarreal... Because it'll be an interesting twist because Valencia would have deserved that spot, but they don't get it in the end because of their performances. And Real Betis comes from behind and shoots up the table. And they end up earning the place, which would be a shock for most teams. That's where it'll get a bit interesting there. But that will just be at the end of the season when they need it, when they need to go for it. But at the start, in the middle, it'll be a bit inconsistent. But I think both those teams get Europe. The teams below them are not good enough, but they are just about good enough and better than them to get those European spots. Which leads me to the Champions League places. Girona, the almost champions of last season. They did amazing last season. No one expected this. They'll challenge it. They won't challenge the same again. I think they'll win it, but they'll finish 4th. Very comfortably. 6 points. 6 points. 4th. Comfortable. But they'll be far away from Atletico. Then they'll accept the defeat of 4th and they'll get Champions League again, which I think they'll be happy with. Which leads me to an interesting battle with Atletico and Barcelona. I think Atletico is going to finish third. I think Atletico is going to finish 3rd. They're a good team, don't get me wrong, but Barcelona will do better. They have better players this season. They will do better this season. I don't see Atletico beating them. I see them being 4 points behind at the end of the season, especially coming down to the final day. They will lose a lot of games, especially to Barcelona. They'll lose a couple of games against Madrid and Barcelona, but they will be fine for the title. But they will be they'll be 12 points off the title, I think. You know, there'll be a couple of points off the title as well. It'll be tight. I think this will be the tightest season in La Liga history, one of the tightest seasons in their history since Messi and Ronaldo. But I think Real Madrid's going to take it. They're going to batter teams. They're going to win it. If they're not going to batter, they're going to get battered. Simple. That's what's going to happen this season. But it's going to be even closer. Let's just say that Real Madrid front line is going to be amazing. So Barcelona they will win the league. Barcelona will finish 2nd. But it will be a great battle because it will be a couple points. That will be anyone's title between those two clubs. And it wouldn't be this close since the days of Messi and Ronaldo. Real Madrid have a super team. Barcelona have Yamal. So it's going to be interesting. He's going to score a lot of goals. So with that front line. For Real Madrid this season, I think Bellingham's going to... Of course, I'm going to think Mbappe is going to get top scorer. Bellingham getting the most assists in the league. And they are going to win the league. They're going to batter everyone. They're going to be one of the best teams in the world this season. Probably the best team in the world this season. That's what it looks like. But if they can work together, I think it's going to be the table. It's going to be an interesting season in Spain. It's going to be the most competitive. One of the most competitive in their history. But we'll see what happens. Don't forget to put down in the comments what you think the predictions will be. Do you think I'm right? Do you think I'm wrong? What's wrong? What's right? Put in the comments your predictions. Let me know. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, keep all the notifications on. Make sure you share so other people can see these videos and the videos that are coming out. You won't want to miss it. Videos I'm sure you guys will love. Football videos, gaming, impertinent videos like this and the live streams. Don't miss out. Stay tuned. Make sure you share so more people can see it. And I'll see you guys next time.